Guys, so today I'm going to be designing another character. This is Amber, and she would be in the same story that Lily is. She's the other main character. But, so this time I actually did manage to get the whole thing to record. Hooray! So I started off by drawing a whole bunch of different faces, which just flew past. There was a bunch of different designs here. And then I started designing her, jacket a bit, or whatever she's wearing. And then I moved on to the lines because Amber is a bit more of a serious character. She's very, she's very, how do I say this? She's like very, she's very much of a nerd, but she doesn't really give herself time to do anything other than get her schoolwork done, and to her standards. She keeps her hair all nice and perfect, and overworks herself to death quite a bit. Like she gets very overworked. She pulls all-nighters all the time. And yet she still expects that she's going to have a decent appearance the next day, and she doesn't. She looks like a walking zombie. So of course I had to give her like really straight hair. She's kind of a jerk sometimes since she's, sleep deprived. So I decided to give her more pointed shapes just to illustrate just pointed shapes usually give you a little bit more of a standoffish appearance, so that's nice because she is a bit standoffish. I gave her some, I made her entirely a red color palette because at least the element that, in her world, basically everyone gets an elemental power when they turn 13, or at least most people do, otherwise it's off to the murder room. they get executed if they don't. But at least so that's a problem. But the power at least that she wanted was fire, so I decided to give her red, as well as red being a color of anger, which again, she has a bit of a short temper, just because she has a bit of short temper, plus sleep deprivation. Hooray! Of course, being a nerd, she has to have glasses, because, how else do you communicate nerd? To add to her silhouette, I decided to give her pointy ears. I already knew I wanted to give her pointy ears, but I ended up going full out with the pointy ears, just to emphasize her silhouette, and I thought it looked cool, and I figured, well, she's not a human, she's my original species elemental, so I guess she can have pointy ears. Really no rules about that. What else do I want to talk about? Then I went on to her facial expressions a bit, and that one face that was shown where she has more frizzy hair is after she goes through a bit of a character arc and decides to stop getting her hair so perfect all the time, and she just lets it frizz up and she cuts it a bit. That whole trope. I love that trope. So of course one of my characters had to do it. Face on the bottom right was her overworked face, because she's gonna need that a lot. So of course you had to give her a face for that, and she doesn't look very like she's having much of a good time. And then the other face was just sad face, hooray. And the face with the curly hair that's all frizzed up because she didn't gel it or do anything to it, is she has a I decided to give her smiley face, happy face design on there, just because I think that's where she'd be the most happy when she has her hair all she's allowing herself to just do what she wants to do and not work her butt off. So we have what else do I want to talk about? Um, we can talk about silhouettes. Silhouettes, I like doing the silhouettes because, so her silhouette is a lot more triangular because of all the triangle shapes I put in, and she has, because of her, the pointy ears really add to the silhouette. And I gave her the pointy ears too because then you can kind of see what angle she's facing, because if she's facing to one side, you'll see one of the ears very prominent, and if she's on the other side, it's easier to tell that she's facing that way because the ear will be on the other side. What else should I say? I did not write a script for this, clearly. So this, I decided to just, for her legs, I decided to just make them really thin, and I didn't even color them any different from the line art. Just as I added to the silhouette a bit, and also she needed to be really thin because she forgets to eat sometimes because she just works and doesn't give herself any breaks, and she'll be working for 5 hours straight and remember, wait, don't I need to eat something? And then put it off more because she's unhealthy. Really shouldn't be doing that. But she's like, well, gotta get my work done. More. And there's all these superstitions in her world to try and get a connection to an element, and she does that all the time, and she does it too much, and in addition to just getting her work done to her perfection, she also decides to do that. All the superstitions, they don't actually work, but she does them. And that also contributes to her staying up super late. And then, of course, I had to give her only a lip on the top, which it's not really something I would have thought of doing before I saw Lilith's design from the Owl House, which I'm obsessed with the Owl House right now. But I was like, that's a cool idea. And it does, I'm not sure what it does, but it definitely makes her look a bit more professional in a way. So I gave her just the top lip. What else should I talk about here? The glasses, I figured in order to make them just have a different coloration from everything else so they don't blend in and they pop off a little bit, I decided to give them a bit more saturation and different tone of red rather than just making them see-through. I made her have red eyes so that your attention is drawn to the face, because that is the brightest saturation I think that I gave any part of her design. I gave her the brightest saturation in her eyes so that you can see that your attention is drawn to the eyes. I debated making her cry red tears, but I was like, that's a bit too much. I was like, just let her cry normal tear colors. Well, I mean, I guess, is blue really a normal tear color? Technically, tears are clear. They are water, but it's a cartoon. Tears blue. Isn't it fun when you accidentally color in your own line art? That's fun. So anyway, I made her design not super complicated so that it could be easily replicated if I ever wanted to use it in an animatic or animation or comic. I don't really know. She doesn't really need that because I probably won't be doing that much because I am using her in a book that's a word book, and so I don't even need a character design for her in the first place, but again, I just wanted to practice character design a little bit, so this was a good excuse. She's the complete opposite to the other character that I designed in that other video that I made. And that's intentional. So it's supposed to be foils in a way. Not really. I mean, kind of, a little. And I was starting the background here, just for the character design sheet, and I settled on that, on a color that would still contrast her a bit, so that you could still see her design. I don't really know what I'm saying. I think I gave her a shadow under her feet at one point, just so, I don't know, just little character design reference sheet things. I really just needed to, I don't know. I wrote her name. Oh, and with the design with the fluffy hair, I wanted to make that more like a standout silhouette, so of course the fluffy hair adds the silhouette. It makes it a completely different silhouette than the one she had before, because now the hair is flying all over the place, so you can tell whether she's like that or that, but she still looks like the same character. So that was interesting to design that. I actually originally just wanted to give her that fluffy hairdo as her hair, but then I went, but would she really let her hair hang like that? I mean, she's Amber. She puts everything on looking professional and things, so I was like, she can't have that, but maybe once she goes through her character arc, I decided on making that only be a thing after she goes through her character arc. So anyway, I was finishing up the reference sheet, and well, clearly I did not finish up the reference sheet. I was messing around with the names a bit. So I recorded this like 2 days ago, so I don't remember exactly how this footage went. So anyway, I'm almost done with it. It's like I can't put the name off to the side, that looks weird. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I really should write scripts, but I don't. Lazy. So I was finishing it up, giving the sheet a little pizzazz, I guess. Anyway. Fill buckets don't work. I don't really have much else to say, so I'm just gonna let the video run, because it only has a little bit more to go.